Although most of the studies show that people who've chosen Medicare Advantage plans are satisfied with their coverage, I've been reading a lot of news stories lately that say some people feel like they're stuck in their current Medicare Advantage plan. Now, a lot of people make changes during the annual election period, right? You hear about a benefit that you want to try out, or your friend or your neighbor says there's an amazing plan that you should try, and so you switch. But then what happens in January is that you find out maybe your doctor's not in the network. Maybe your prescriptions cost more under that new plan. Or maybe you have to change pharmacies. And let's face it, sometimes changing pharmacies is as bad as changing doctors, and you may not want to do it. But if you feel like you've missed that deadline of December 7th, and you're going to be stuck in this plan all year long, I have good news for you. You are not trapped. You can make changes. So my name is Stephanie Pogue, and I'm a certified Medicare insurance planner. And I've been helping people for over 20 years understand their Medicare benefits. Because I believe that if you understand what your benefits are, then you're going to be able to make the right choice for you and your family. It just takes someone to explain it in an easy to understand way. So I said you were not stuck. And here's what I mean. Did you know that during the first quarter of every year, between January 1st and March 31st, you have what's called an open enrollment period? Now this is different from the AEP that we went through in the fall. This is another opportunity to change your Medicare Advantage plan. So you can now find the doctor that you want again. You can stay with the pharmacy you want. You can find the best plan for your particular prescriptions. You have the opportunity to change your Advantage plan again. Now, even if you feel like a Medicare Advantage plan is not right for you and you want to go back to original Medicare, you can also do that during this time. Now, I do have one word of caution. If you are going back to original Medicare, A, B, and a Part D plan, I want you to understand that you do have an unlimited exposure on your medical expenses. So original Medicare, A, B, and D, is not really enough coverage. And I'll tell you why. Let's say that you had some unforeseen diagnosis. Maybe you ended up with cancer, and you have to have all of these different tests done. All of these procedures, chemo treatments, all of those things fall under Part B of Medicare. Now, if you only have original Medicare, you're going to be responsible for 20% of all of those costs. Now, 20% of a $1,000 test is not that bad. $200 you can probably handle. But if your tests and procedures came up to $100,000 and you are responsible for $20,000 of it, that can be significant. And again, there is no cap to what you will spend. So I highly, highly recommend that you have something in addition to your original Medicare A and B. Maybe you get a Medicare supplement or Medigap policy to fill in the gaps. Or maybe you get a Medicare Advantage plan. And again, you can do both of those things during this open enrollment time. Now, one of the complaints that I hear a lot is that people don't want a Medicare Advantage plan because they want freedom of choice of their doctors, and that's why they want to stay with original Medicare. But again, if you want to limit your risk and you do want to go with an Advantage plan, maybe you should look at a PPO. So you have the option of either an HMO or a PPO in an Advantage plan. An HMO means you stay within the network of doctors. If you go outside of that network, you are responsible for the entire bill. And I think that's why some people don't like Advantage plans. But your alternative is a PPO. With the PPO, you do have the option to go outside of the network. You can go to any doctor or hospital that you want to. Keep in mind you will pay more because you're not in the network, but there is a cap to what you will spend. So I think this is a great option for people who really want the freedom of doctors and hospitals, but you want to limit what you have to pay out of pocket, and you don't want just original Medicare. Now, there is one more thing that you should know about this open enrollment period between January 1st and March 31st. And that is that agents cannot contact you during this time. You may not have even know that you had this option because nobody's allowed to market it. Nobody's really allowed to talk to you about it. This is something that where you have to understand what your rights are, and you, if you want to change, reach out either to an insurance broker, a Medicare insurance broker, or to the individual insurance company themselves. Now here at St. Louis Insurance Group, we are highly trained. These are career agents who have been doing this for a very long time, and we are independent brokers. And so what that means for you is that we don't just offer one company and we're trying to fit you into something we have. Instead, we offer multiple companies, multiple Advantage plans and supplements, and that way we're finding the best thing for you. So if you'd like a free, no cost, no obligation review, please contact us.